안녕하세요, 터미입니다. Let's enjoy learning Korean. Today's grammar is first, 는 식으로, like, the way. Second, 넌 차에, while, when I was just about to. And third, at 없을 텐데. If we had been, it would have been. If you learn today's grammar, 내가 하는 식으로 따라해봐. Imitate it the way I do. You can express how to do it. And this will be the last lesson of this intermediate series. Wow! Oh my god! Finally, this day comes! The range for this grammar test is 60th to 66. In addition, I prepared final test for the intermediate course. By taking this big test, you can check whether you have memorized the whole course. Then let's watch this video to the end, pass topic 2 level 4, and become a super intermediate master. You can do it! 그럼 시작할게요! The first grammar is 는 식으로, like the way. You use this to describe a procedure, method, or way of acting. How to conjugate is you change verbs and adjectives into the present tense of a noun modifier and add 식으로. That is often a verb in front of it. So you connect 는 식으로 to a verb stem. For example, 가다 to go will be 가는 식으로, the way I go. 먹다 to eat will be 먹는 식으로, the way I eat. Moreover, you use mainly these adjectives such as 이렇다 to be like this, 저렇다 to be like that, 그렇다 to be like that, and 어떻다, how. In this case, you add 니은 식으로 to the stem. For example, 이렇다 means to be like this. You add 니은 식으로 to the stem. But if you look carefully, 이렇다 has a 히읗 final consonant, right? So you drop 히읗, goodbye 히읗, and add 니은 식으로 to make 이런 식으로 in this way. In the same manner, 저렇다 becomes 저런 식으로 in that way, and 그렇다 becomes 그런 식으로 in that way, and 어떻다 becomes 어떤 식으로 in what way. Then let's look at an example to see what the procedure is. 공부는 이런 식으로 하는 거야. This is the way to study. It was a simple example, wasn't it? Here, 이렇다 is to be like this. You add 니은 식으로 to a stem to make 이런 식으로 in this way. You can also replace 이런 식으로 to 이렇게 and say 공부는 이렇게 하는 거야. The meaning will be the same, but 이런 식으로 has the nuance that the procedure is somewhat more definite than just saying 이렇게 like this. Can you tell this slight difference? Then let's look at the next example. 네가 농담하는 식으로 말하니까 진짜인 줄은 몰랐거든. Because you said it like the way you're joking, I didn't think it was true. That happens, doesn't it? You thought it was a joke and laughed, but it was not. Uh-oh. Here, 농담하다 is to joke. You add 는 식으로 to the stem to make 농담하는 식으로, like you're joking. Let's look at the next example. 내가 마음에 안 들었는지 그녀는 나한테 빨리 가달라는 식으로 행동하더라. Maybe because she didn't like me, she was acting the way she was telling me to go quickly. I don't like this kind of awkward situation. Anyway, let's see it here. The quoted form of the command is 가달라고 하다, to tell someone to go. You add 는 to the stem to make 가달라고 하는, telling someone to go. When it is shortened, it becomes 가달라는, okay? Then you add 식으로 to make 가달라는 식으로, the way she was telling me to go. It was a little bit complicated sentence, wasn't it? Quiz! Then let's deepen our understanding with some quizzes. Which one is the correct answer? 식으로 처리하는 게 더 좋을 것 같아요. I feel it is better to handle it that way. Number 1, 그런. Number 2, 그러는. The correct answer is number 1. 그렇다, to be like that, is an adjective. So you add 니은 식으로 to the stem to make 그런 식으로, that way. Number 2, 그러는 is a wrong conjugation. So don't use it. 쓰지 마세요. Now let's read it together. 그런 식으로 처리하는 게 더 좋을 것 같아요. Please try to read it as if you were having a conversation with someone. Now, let's look at the next quiz. 그 사람은 잘못이 하나도 식으로 말대꾸했다. The man responded in a way that he had done nothing wrong. Number 1, 있다는. Number 2, 없다는. The correct answer is number 2. 없다고 하다 is a quotation meaning since there was no. You add 는 to the stem to make 없다고 하는. The shorter version of this is 없다는. Crystal clear? Number 1, 있다는 is wrong because 잘못이 하나도 없다. There is nothing wrong is a common phrase. You should memorize it as a whole phrase. 통째로 외우세요. Now, let's read it together. 그 사람은 잘못이 하나도 없다는 식으로 말대꾸했다. Please read it as if you're telling your friends. The next grammar is don't try. Why, when I was just about to. You use this expression to describe that one event happens right after or during another event. Don't is a past tense of a noun modifier. Thus, you always translate it as when I was just about to. You cannot use other modifier forms, but 던. So, 던 is paired with 차에. You should memorize them together. In other words, 하던 차에 is correct, but other noun modifiers such as 하는 차에, 한 차에, 할 차에 are all incorrect. Okay? How to conjugate is that you connect 던 to a past or present tense of a verb. It is very simple. For example, 가다 to go will be 가던 차에 when I was just about to go. 먹다 to eat will be 먹던 차에 when I was just about to eat. You can also use the past perfect tense as 갔던 차에 or 먹었던 차에. As you can see, both 갓 and 던 indicate the past, thus it becomes a past perfect. Okay? Now, let's look at an example. 내가 독일에 갔던 차에 네덜란드도 놀러 갔다. While I had gone to Germany, I also visited Holland. Here, the past tense 갔다 is went. You add 던 차에 to the stem to make 갔던 차에 while I had gone to. By the way, Holland is 네덜란드 in Korean. The pronunciation is very different, right? So keep this in the back of your mind. Then let's look at the next example. 내가 선생님을 부르려던 차에 마침 오셨다. While I was about to call the teacher, he just came. Here, 부르다 is to call. You add 려고 하다 to try to make 부르려고 하다 to try to call. Then you add 던 차에 to make 부르려고 하던 차에 while I was about to try to call. But this is not the end. It is shortened and becomes 부르려던 차에 while I was about to call. Let's look at the next example. 내가 막 나가려던 차에 전화가 왔다. When I was just about to go out, I got a phone call. Here, 나가다 means to go out. You add 려고 하다, try to make 나가려고 하다. I was just about to try to go out. Then you add 던 to make 나가려고 하던 when I was just about to try to go out. And this is shortened to be 나가려던 차에 when I was just about to go out. Okay? Quiz! Then let's deepen our understanding with some quizzes. Which one is the correct answer? 1순위 차에 어떤 남성분이 도와줘서 얼마나 고마웠는지 몰라요. One man helped me while there was a shortage of staff. So I can't tell you how grateful I was. Number 1, 모자란. Number 2, 모자라던. The correct answer is number 2. 모자라다 means to be a shortage. You add 던 차에 to make 모자라던 차에 while there was a shortage. Number 1, 모자란 is incorrect because the correct conjugation is 던 차에, not 니은 차에. Okay? Now, let's read it together. 일손이 모자라던 차에 어떤 남성분이 도와줘서 얼마나 고마웠는지 몰라요. Please read this with a grateful heart. Now, let's look at the next quiz. 장 보러 가던 은행에도 갔다 왔다. While I went shopping, I went to the bank. Number 1, 겸. Number 2, 차에. The correct answer is number 2. Because 차 is only connected to the past tense of a noun modifier 던. Number 1, 겸 is wrong because 겸 is always connected as 리을 겸, not to the past tense of a noun modifier. Okay? Now let's read it together. 장 보러 가던 차에 은행에도 갔다 왔다. Please read it imagining a situation in which you go shopping and go to the bank. The last grammar is at 없으면 at 없을 텐데. If we had been, you would have been. You use this to hypothesize about alternative past outcomes. In addition, it often expresses feelings of wishful thinking or regret. For example, you can say, if I had studied harder, I would have passed the exam. This person did not study hard, and that's why he or she is regretting now. In this case, you use this grammar. To conjugate, you add at 없으면 to the preceding clause and at 없을 텐데 to the following clause. For example, 가다 to go will be 갔으면 했을 텐데. If I had gone, I would have. And 먹다 to eat will be 먹었으면 했을 텐데. If I had eaten, I would have. Did you understand the concept? Then let's look at an example. 내가 대학교 때 많이 공부를 했었으면 지금보다 더 좋은 회사에 들어갈 수 있었을 텐데. If I had studied a lot when I was in college, I could have gotten into a better company than I am now. Here, in the preceding clause, the speaker used the past perfect tense 공부했었다, had studied. You add 으면 to the stem to make 했었으면 if I had studied. In the following clause, 들어갈 수 있었다 means could have gotten into. You add 을 텐데 to the stem to make 들어갈 수 있었을 텐데. I could have gotten. This sentence expresses the speaker's regret. I should have studied a lot when I was in college. Can you feel it? Then let's see what a speaker regrets in the next example. 그때 내 여자친구한테 그런 말을 안 했으면 우리는 지금도 계속 만났을 텐데. If I hadn't said those things to my girlfriend at that time, we would still be dating together. It is a sad example, isn't it? In the preceding clause, 말을 안 했다 is didn't say. You add 으면 to the stem to make 말을 안 했으면 if I hadn't said. In the following clause, 만났다 is dated. You add 을 텐데 to make 만났을 텐데. We would be dating. It conveys a feeling of regret. By the way, when you are reminiscing, you often use that time, that thing, right? You can express this in Korean as 그, that. As in 그때, at that time, or 그런 말을, that kind of word. Next, let's look at the examples to see what a speaker regrets. 1년 전 그 일을 맡았으면 회사에 나에 대한 평가도 달라졌을 텐데. If I had taken that job a year ago, the company's evaluation of me would have been different. Here, in the preceding clause, 맡았다 is had taken on. You add 으면 to make 맡았으면 if I had taken on. In the following clause, 달라졌다 means was different. You add 을 텐데 to the stem to make 달라졌을 텐데 would have been different. Quiz! Then let's deepen our understanding with some quizzes. Which one is the correct answer? 내가 이 책의 존재를 알았으면 더 나은 치료를 선택할 수 텐데. If I had known the existence of this book, I could have made better treatment choices. Number 1, 있었을. Number 2, 없었을. The correct answer is number 1. 선택할 수 있었다 is could have made choices. You add 을 텐데 to the stem to make 선택할 수 있었을 텐데 could have made choices. Number 2, 없었을 is incorrect because it is different from the context. Now, let's read it together. 이 책의 존재를 알았으면 더 나은 치료를 선택할 수 있었을 텐데. Please read it with frustration. Now, let's look at the next quiz. 내가 피아노를 칠 수 있었으면 애들이랑 같이 피아노를 텐데. If I could have played the piano, I would have enjoyed playing it with my children. Number 1, 즐길. Number 2, 즐겼을. The correct answer is number 2. From the translation, we know that he regrets his past. So number 2, 즐겼을 is appropriate. Number 1, 즐길 is grammatically incorrect. So don't use it. 쓰지 마세요. Now let's read it together. 내가 피아노를 칠 수 있었으면 애들이랑 같이 피아노를 즐겼을 텐데. Please read it with regret. Homework! Now, I'll say today's saying. Please find out today's grammar. Okay? 포기하려던 차에 작은 희망의 빛을 발견한다면 그것이 바로 다시 일어설 힘이 되는 법이다. 끝이라고 생각하던 순간은 새로운 시작의 문이다. When you were just about to give up, but discovered a small ray of hope, that becomes the strength to rise again. The moment you think it's the end is the doorway to a new beginning. Oh, deeply touching. I love it. Did you find today's grammar? I hope you did. So here's your homework for today. There are 2 homework assignments. First, compose 3 sentences using today's grammar. Firstly, let's use like the way. For example, 내 친구는 잘못을 해도 항상 잘못이 없다는 식으로 이야기한다. Even my friend does wrong things. He has a way of saying he is not always at fault. Oh, such a troublesome friend. Secondly, let's use while when I was just about to. For example, 친구를 만나러 가던 차에 모교에서 은사님도 만났다. When I was just about to see a friend, I met my mentor at my alma mater. Lastly, let's use at 없으면 at 없을 텐데. If it had been, it would have been. For example, 그때 산책을 가지 않았으면 사고를 당하지 않았을 텐데. If I hadn't gone for a walk, I wouldn't have had the accident. Like this, if you have any regrets, please write them down in the comment section. And remember, it's in the past tense. 던 차에. Wink, wink. The second homework is to memorize new words. Please memorize the 40 words from number 2601 to number 2660 on page 33 in the intermediate vocabulary list. There is a vocabulary quiz on my website, so just feel free to try it. The link is in the description box. In addition, the test range for the grammar test is 61st to 66th. I have included a lot of the grammar you have learned, so please try to strengthen your grammar and reading skills. And changing the subject, I will issue a certificate of completion that says you have become an intermediate master. Hooray! Hallelujah! 축하해요! But of course, I cannot give it to you for free. I'm not as easy as you think. I will only give it to those who pass the intermediate final test. Ta-da! Intermediate final test? Sounds scary. I will make another video about how to get a certificate, so please watch that as well. And this will be the last video for the intermediate level. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for all. 감사합니다. I will sing a congratulatory song for you. 축하합니다. 축하합니다. 당신의 기쁜 날을 축하합니다. 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 오늘의 이 기쁨을 축하합니다. 오늘은 멋진 날, 바로 당신의 날입니다. 모든 걱정은 털어버리고 오직 당신을 위해 우리 모두 만세! 축하합니다. 축하합니다. 오늘의 이 기쁨을 축하합니다. 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 오늘의 이 기쁨을 축하합니다. 오늘의 이 기쁨을 축하합니다. 따라라란! Congratulations on your happy day! Through your efforts, I was able to grow as well. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. The intermediate level has ended, but let's continue to improve our Korean language skills. 그럼 오늘도 행복 가득, 웃음 가득한 하루 되세요. 한국어 파이팅 파이팅